Good morning. How we doing, chat? All right, happy Tuesday, everybody. What's up, Mitch? Ryan, Yuri, good morning. Other Ryan, good morning. Vincent, good morning. Amy. Cole, Tack, Todd, good morning. Skid Steer, JJ, Panda, good morning. Dane. Joel, what's up, guys? Good morning. Happy Tuesday. We have a fairly no news day. We have 8:45 PMI, and that is it. Sorry, I had to loosen my watch one. We've got 8:45 is it. Markets are open. Jacked up my tall monitor yesterday on accident. Pushed my camera to the side. Now my monitor's slightly tilted and my non-existent OCD is about to freak out, but that's okay. Figure it out. GG's, Daryl. Good luck on your new journey. Filled with lots of ups and downs. Love the new camera. Yeah, me too. Overnight highs, 680 or so. We got close to running it if we didn't just barely run it a little bit. Yesterday's point of control at 600. Yesterday's value area high at 650. Value area low from yesterday at 565. Overnight lows, 530 or so. Yesterday's close around 580. Back inside 550. We'll watch for the rotation at 600. Crack 600, watch 580. Crack 580, watch 565. Crack 565, watch 525. Above value area high, watching for the overnight high break. Break overnight highs. We've got yesterday's high at 700, and then above that, looking at maybe 800. See what type of day we get, though. Didn't end up taking any other trades yesterday, so it's just a totally flat day for me. I logged in at one point, like an hour after the stream ended, and we were just like hugging IVH, and was like, that's it for me. That's all I needed to see when I logged in was just zero movement for an hour, and I logged off. We'll see what today brings. Hopefully a little better. If not, no biggie. Like I said yesterday, and I'll say it again right now, we've got like a pretty decent Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of this week. Wednesday, JOLTS and ISM. Thursday, initial jobless claims. Friday, NFP, non-farm payroll, and Michigan sentiment. So today might be boring. We'll see. We've got ISM, PMI at 8:45. So little news in 12 minutes. But even if today is boring, we should have a pretty fairly exciting rest of the week. Alrighty. Before we get too far into the day, it's that time. I always wait for 15 minutes if you're brand new. Par 16. Wow. I always wait the first 15 minutes if you're brand new. It's a personal rule, not a prop firm rule or anything like that. Just helps me stay patient off the rip and not do anything stupid. Let me decide what the market's doing, and it gives me time to play kind of hard golf. A little dicey there. I guess that was very much designed to do that, huh? Okay. Okay. That was dumb. That was also dumb. What? How am I supposed to do this? I need to land it on that second level somehow. There we go. Top 77, not great. I got screwed there on that one dumb water shot sequence, but that's okay. Did it in 10? I'm on fire? Jeez. Do that 2-man, 15 minutes has too much slippage for my strategy at the moment. Yeah, for me, it's just like, honestly, I used to trade the first 15 minutes, and there would be days that you get part of that really big open move and you're done in the first couple of minutes, which is sick. And then there's days where you're on the wrong side of the very first big open move and you're done in the first 5 minutes, which sucks. And I've just changed my mentality to be like, the day is long. And sometimes the afternoon is really, really good and the morning sucks. Sometimes the morning is really, really good and the afternoon sucks. Sometimes the first hour is really good and the rest of the day sucks. But I would rather tee myself up to be able to experience those other sessions than blow, you know, than get having my day made or broke in the first 5 minutes when there's so much more opportunity as the day progresses. Chat, the PA fee discount got extended through Sunday. The 90% off did not get extended through Sunday. So today is the last couple hours of 90% off for accounts with code TBM. So if you get some 90% offs, you have until Sunday to pass them with the discount, the PA discount. And then it goes back to normal, I guess. Trump's speech could be interesting. When is that? 9 o'clock. Okay. I did my first bike ride back post-marathon. It was my first sweat session since the marathon, chat. I decided to bike. I'm biking today and tomorrow, and then I'll run Thursday or Friday, I guess. Ironman prep has officially started for me. Ironman California. I'm officially back in the swing of things. I took almost exactly a month off. My marathon was December 7th. It was needed. I'm glad I did as much as I did. It was also enough time to where I was like, okay, I'm starting to miss my morning training. The first couple of weeks, I wasn't missing it at all. I was really enjoying sleeping in and stuff and drinking and eating and all that type of stuff. I started to miss it this last week, so I'm happy I'm starting back up. It was a good, healthy break. It was supposed to be a 55-minute ride or something. I did 39 minutes. My ass was hurting too bad. I got to get used to my butt on the seat. Heart rate stayed below like 130 or something the whole time for the most part. It was like a high cadence workout, easy wattage, high cadence, and still sweat my ass off, so that's good. Felt nice though. I think my coach was saying, like, he's like, I'm glad you took a month off. Your endurance comes back after you've built it up and you've recently kind of decreased it. It comes back a lot faster than it took to build it up the first time. So he's like, you're not going to have a problem there. And we just, like, your butt's going to get used to being in the saddle again, so. October 18th is the Ironman. I got plenty of time. So now the number one thing is just making sure that I keep my IT band healthy. The number one goal for the next 10 months, literally. Number one goal for the next 10 months is to not get incredibly hurt and to keep my IT band healthy. What's the double green on the 1 minute chart? This is yesterday's initial balance high. This is the current day's initial balance high, which is the first hour's high and low. These lines will move. The green and red lines closest to the end of the screen will move for the first hour of the day. So at 9:30, they'll stop moving. Little sweep of view up. Got a big block of 650. 719 contracts sitting at 650. All right, ripping a little bit. Delta looks fairly good. Slowing down a little bit. Maybe pulls back to 52 or something. We'll see. I am green lighted to trade in 10 seconds. Why do you have a 30-minute but never refer to it? It's really up here as a quick reference point for me to see what happened on the overnight session. I don't ever use it for my active trading. It's literally just here for my overnight session, and I think I'll probably get rid of it at some point, but right now my eyes are just so... Dude, I feel like traders are so weird. My eyes just get used to something, and I don't want to change it because I don't want to have to retrain my eyeballs. Same with like Delta on the 5-minute. I don't use Delta on the 5-minute. I use it on the 22 range almost exclusively. There we go, we're on the highs. I don't use the 30-minute, but my eyes are so used to looking at the 1-minute chart this size that I just like, I don't know, I don't really want to mess it up, if that makes sense. I'm just used to it. And maybe I'll change that in the future. But right now, I just don't really want to mess stuff up. When are you gonna do a Vegas Mac collab? I'm afraid that he's probably grown too big for me for a collab. I had messaged him for a collab when he had like 200,000 subs, maybe 250, but they were out of town the weekend that I was there. This was probably like a year and a half, 2 years ago. And now probably it's too big. How do you like the Raptor? It's my favorite car I've owned. I love it. I don't, every other car I've had, I've wanted to change it out fairly quickly. I don't want to change this thing out. I love it. You're so reliant on 22 range Delta. Why not have it front and center? Because I care about other stuff equally as much. I care about the 5-minute chart a lot. I care about my 1-minute chart with order blocks a lot, and 1-minute PA, I like it. It's just what I do, okay? Change it however you want, but this is the way that I like it, all right? Would you switch to RAM for a TRX? No, my Raptor R is better. All right, 845 PMI is pushing us up a little bit. Nice rips. We've got volume through 740 and then a big block right below 780, which is worth 200 contracts at 777. A method to the madness. Yeah, and there might not even be a method to the madness. It's just, it's my method to my madness. Doesn't mean it needs to be your method to my madness, right? Or my method to your madness. You should change your charts however you want. I just am, like I was just saying, it's like muscle memory, right? My muscle memory is just like, it's very quick and easy for me to pull this up when I'm ready to look at it and then to hide it when I'm ready to not look at it. Another thing is like Delta, some days on slow grinds to the upside, Delta just ain't it. And I don't want to look at Delta on those days. You know what I mean? And I'd rather look at a 1-minute chart that's trending really nicely and just play the trend and ignore Delta. Raptor R over a TRX any day of the week. I agree. I love my Raptor R. It's literally, it's such a fun car to drive when you want it to be, and it's practical because it's a truck. I don't have any plans to change it. In fact, if I think the only thing I would ever do is just get another one, honestly. If the mileage got too high or something, I'd probably just trade it in and get the exact same thing. I freaking love it. How's the gas on it? Do you mean like acceleration or MPGs? Acceleration's fun, and the miles per gallon is nice sweep. Chat, what did we say? I get like 430 miles on a tank of gas, and the tank of gas is like 30 or 33 gallons. So whatever that is. I think it's like 12 or 13 or 14 miles a gallon, something like that. She's still driving the Porsche, Dave, to answer your question. My Raptor R average is 12.7. That sounds about right for mine too. I'm not driving it super, super aggressive all the time, so the average is pretty good. And the tank is so big that I'm not really having to fill it up all the time. And like premium gas here right now, like the last time I filled it up, it was under $3 a gallon still for premium. So it's not terrible. Like I filled my whole truck up for under $100, and it, you know, lasts me for 420 to 440 miles or something like that. It doesn't feel terrible to me. All right. Making our move into 800, most likely. I mean, we talked about it pre-market, right? We said above overnight highs. Looking at yesterday's high, which we popped, and then the next spot is really that 800 high, probably. See if we can do it or not. It's looking pretty ripe for it right now. Delta's looking pretty good. Everything's pretty boosty. I just filled up for $5.49 a gallon. Holy. Yeah, I'm on the premium, so like the highest level of the gas was under $3 in Texas, or at least where I am in Texas. Nice slap. Mason, did you see my message in Discord yesterday? I tagged you in it. All right. Delta's a little heavy. It was a pretty good little slap. Got a little bit of volume at 730, 586 contracts there. Getting above it. Not a lot of buyers on this last little second part of this move. Chat, if you haven't, make sure you press the thumbs up button down below. It helps out a lot. So click it. Are you gonna get another car eventually, like a weekend sports car? Nah. Maybe in like a decade. I don't know. I don't really need one with my Raptor R, to be honest. I have a hard time envisioning many things that would be more fun to drive without being stupidly expensive. There's something about being in a truck that big that is as fast as it is. That is very fun. Are you in a trade right now? No, you'll see on my screen when I'm in a trade. When I put an order on the screen, you'll see it look like this. This would be like a buy order. And when I'm in a trade, this line turns blue and it'll stay on my screen. So right now I'm not in a trade. There's also an open P&L over here. If it says 0, that means I'm not in a trade. And if this says 0, then I most likely have not taken a trade yet. Or I took a break even or something, I guess. What about a hybrid Raptor? Did you listen to the Casper remix? I did. I added it to the TBM FM radio. TB FM radio, pumping charts and dropping beats. I added it to the bottom here, I think. Yep, the Casper remix. How many baby seats does the Raptor fit? 3 in the back. And I've got 3 babies. M4 comp would be fun. Yeah, I was talking to my brother-in-law about that. I think that would be fun. But I don't want to take up garage space for that. Like I just, yeah. I'm not going to take up garage space for a weekend car currently. Doesn't make sense. What's the indicator called that outlines the first hour high and lows? Initial balance high. Or initial balance. High and low. Just go to general chat, Mason, and scroll up. It's pretty recent in there. All right, 426 contracts at 60. I imagine we push through it. There we go. We got filled out. No push yet. Are there any goals you had when you were younger that you wish you had accomplished already? Good question. I wish I would have gotten my pilot's license before I had kids. Mason saw my message. Have you been on a podcast to tell your story anywhere? I was on the Words of Wisdom podcast. I don't really remember how deep I got into my history though, but worth a watch probably. Got another 212 at 777 still. Delta's still creeping up. PPL is worth it at any time, even when you become an empty nester. I think I'm more inclined to get it when I'm an empty nester than when I have little kids at the house. Dave, I'm assuming you're saying private pilot's license. If you're not saying that, then oops. But yeah, I'm more down when I don't have kids around. 90% off evals pushed to Sunday. That's false. The 90% off evals ends tonight. The activation fee discount has been pushed to Sunday. So the PA fee discount has been pushed to Sunday. The 90% off ends at midnight tonight. Go TBM. So you can stack up accounts, then trade it through the rest of the week, and still get the PA discounts on Sunday night. How's the weather looking there? Still chilly? No. It was like one day of cold. High today is 84. In Celsius, the high is 29. Tomorrow's 27. We get down to 55 on Sunday, but I mean, it's a warm winter here. Very warm. 84 in January is kind of crazy. Even for Texas standards. Which I think means it's going to be very cold in like February, if I had to guess, or tail end of January. Like it's going to come at some point, I think. Even if it's just like a week, it's probably going to be really cold at some point, but it's a very, very warm winter here. Starting to look a little toppy, like losing momentum on the 5-minute. Getting a little pullback delta-wise, but nothing crazy. We still have that block at 777. I mean, we still got liquidity higher just in general. It's just like, do we get a little pullback and then push it? Colorado's had an atrocious season for skiing so far. I've been seeing Instagram reels about that about how bad it is. Pulling back a little bit. Where does it make sense to bid for uppies? If the uppies are going to come. 20s could be interesting. 700 could be interesting. Even 680 could be interesting. These untested wicks off the 5-minute open. Just depends on how much we want to pull back. It could just also stop here and rotate back up. Who knows? Have you watched Your Friends and Neighbors? Pretty good. I have. I liked it. That's the John Hamm show, right? I enjoyed it. Little 50% retrace of the wick. Interesting for a sell at 60-ish. Potentially. There's that 60 level that I just was talking about. It'd be like, yeah, anywhere around like 60, 65, stop at 73, but I don't really want to fade that right now, I don't think. With that block at 77, it's a little spooky. Oh, it would have worked. Quick base hit. Analysis mat. Say something, man. You okay? Just looking at my phone. Waiting for Price to do something. Little bit of buying going on. Are we just gonna retrace the one red candle? Mason, I introduced you on Discord. I'm not going to talk about it on YouTube because of obvious reasons. Nice little slap. Again, though, like a little delta divergence. Do you ever trade in the first hour as an absolute no for you? No, I do it fairly often. It's just I want to take something that makes sense to take. I'm not here to rush. I'm here to relax, take big breaths, keep my heart rate low or as low as I can, and execute good trades. I feel like a lot of times it's honestly around like the 45-minute mark. 30 minutes to 45 minutes is very frequent. Sometimes it's an hour. We had the heart rate meter for a little bit, Yuri. Then it just started glitching. It's when I was using my Whoop. I haven't used it since I got the Garmin. I love this Garmin. All right, just got through that volume at 680 contracts at 30 is the current volume there. I think I like the rotation more into like 720, if not 680. 720 could be interesting. It's just like, I feel like I need to give it 15 points. I'm not sure if I want to do that. Could be like this. We get another little slap off of the untested wick, magical 20s. I'm not opposed to this trade. It's 15 points higher. I would need like a 15-point slap to get filled. Got a Garmin Descent G1 for Christmas. Been enjoying it. Yeah, I have the Garmin Epix Pro 2. I like it a lot.
No, it doesn't. But I wish you could explain to me what the hell's going on with the mind of the public, because we have the right policy. They don't. They have a horrible policy. They do stick together. They're violent. They're vicious. You know, they're vicious people.
I'm going to give this together. 2 minutes.
Like glue. They don't have.
If nothing is important, I'm getting out of it.
A couple of people, not too many, really very few. And that's why I want to just say that before we go any further, I want to express our tremendous sorrow at the loss of a great member, a great, great, great member, Congressman Doug LaMalfa, who passed away yesterday, as you probably have heard. And he was the leader of the Western Caucus, a fierce champion on California water issues. He was great on water. He wanted, release the water, he'd scream at him. And a true defender of American children. He was a defender of everybody. And our hearts go out to his wife, Jill, and his entire family. You know, he voted with me 100% of the time. And by the way, he wasn't a 3 o'clock in the morning person. Do you know what I mean by that? where the speaker goes, "Sir, could you call up? Could you call?" I said, "What time is it, speaker?" "Sir, it's 3 in the morning. Could you make a couple of calls?" "How many?" "9. So I'd start calling 3 in the morning. I said, I shouldn't use any names. I'm just going to create problems. But hi.
I don't really feel like there's a lot of value in listening to that right now. Yeah, he's just rambling. I would listen if it was less rambling, but it's just a ramble on, so I'm not going to pull it. We're not here to get political, chat. Whether you like him or you don't, leave it to yourself. Doesn't matter. No one really cares. We're just here to see if he's going to move the market, and I don't think that speech is going to move the market. Alrighty. I don't think I'm going to get that 720 fill, huh? Maybe we get a little pullback with this 1 minute doji. Maybe. Maybe I do get the fill, but I kind of doubt that I'm going to get this fill. Still like your position? If I get filled at 720, I think I like it still, but I don't know if it's going to happen. We'll see. I wouldn't be shocked to see us bid off 740. Still got juice higher. A little bit. They're pretty tight candles. Making a little move. All right, pop the wicks on the 5 minute. Send it, maybe. Take that order off. We're 40 points away. I have time to put it back on if we get there. Clean up the screen a little bit. I don't really like having resting orders up on the screen unless I'm pretty much around price action. Just kind of clutters my brain. Puts me in a bias just because it's on the screen, honestly. Man, I never got the free account on one yesterday. What are you talking about? Did you ever message me? Oh, I see it. My bad, it got lost in the messages. My bad, bro. 1 second. All right, I just messaged it to you. My bad. It's weird. I was having deja vu. I feel like I did that yesterday, but I clearly didn't, so my bad. Alrighty. We've entered the chop zone, chat. Last 30 minutes. It's definitely been the MO recently. I feel like the last couple of weeks has been like push and then chop for like a while and then crazy movement again. IB will be formed in 9 minutes, chat. I'm gonna throw this up just in case I get the fill. Got the 1 standard deviation at 25. I kind of don't think I get the fill at 20, but I'd rather wait for it just in case. No, gambling, I'm not. Buddha. Yeah, Amy, he redeemed it in time. Why not short here, Matt? I don't like the shorts here, really. We've got liquidity higher. Buyers don't look necessarily net short to me. And until they do, I don't want to take a short against this when we have liquidity higher. Liquidity through 800. I don't really want to short it. It's not really aggressive slaps and it's not really aggressive buys. It's just kind of neither. And if it's kind of in that 50% spot where it's not really aggressive buying nor aggressive selling, then typically what ends up happening is that you just kind of float. You either chop or you float. And I would take the upside movement over the anticipated downside movement there. And if it changes and we get like a ton of delta as we break the lows or something, then, you know, it might make sense to take a short if we retest into 720 for us to move to 680. I don't know. Things change. We push again. All right, let's just go and pop the highs, right? We got 5 minutes live is formed. It's about that time that we make a new high. Another little doji at the top of the range. But this was a pretty good close. I think we push it. But who knows? It's not worth me putting risk on for that idea currently, to me. And there's a little push. Stopped at 777. Still got the block there, 180 contracts. But new highs on the day have been printed. Fairly expected. There's the block out at 777. Little baby sweep into 79, almost 80. Magical 80s. Still got liquidity through 800. IB is formed in 3 minutes. This is a good example of whoever was asking me earlier why I wasn't trying to short it. It's a good example, right? Liquidity is higher. Pretty stagnant movement, but even in stagnant movement, market just leaks up a lot of times until it gets really aggressive to the downside. But this is not aggressive. None of this delta has been aggressive to the downside. It's just been chopping. And on a day where we've already been pushing up, it just feels likely to get magneted into the liquidity higher, right? A little short-term pullbacks are on the table, but that's why I was not getting short. And we have a new high of day because of it, right? Now the question is just like, how do I get in? That makes sense from a risk perspective, is worth getting into, and can yield me 10 points. The blocks on your level 2 do not match what Rhythmic shows. I thought CME was synchronized, so you see all orders regardless of brokerage. Do you know why they would be different? The CME is a centralized exchange. All of those orders are the same. I don't know what you're seeing. You're talking about this right here. This is volume. This is the bid. This is the ask. On my 1 minute chart, this is just the bid and the ask on the chart. So like if I scroll up to 800, I can see this big block right around 800. If I scroll up, I can see 74 contracts representing that, right? If I scroll up again above 820, there's another big block. So if I scroll up past 820, there's 100 contracts at 827. But this is a centralized exchange. All the orders are going to be the same across the board. Amy, Rhythmic does not only show Rhythmic orders. That's false. All data, Rhythmic, DX feed, Sierra chart, Teton, CQG is all getting pulled from the CME. They're all tapping into the CME and redistributing that data. Those contracts, do you know if it's short contracts or long contracts, or is it all combined? It's the bid and the ask. Whether that's someone getting in or it's a TP, who knows? Even on Delta, right? It's market buying versus market selling. Could it be someone marketing out of their short? Yes, that is technically hitting the bid, right? Like, you know, it could be someone's stop loss getting triggered as a market buy, or it could be someone entering a position as a market buy. Gone? For real, dude. This is tough. Boring. Very boring 40 minutes, man. The good news is that we have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Thursday and Friday especially Friday, looking primed for entertainment. Matt, you got a road bike yet for the Ironman? Yeah, I posted on my Instagram story this morning. Exclamation point Instagram. I'm on a Cervelo P series. You should trade anymore off stream yesterday. I logged in like an hour after the stream ended, and we were just hugging IB, and I logged right out. So I didn't take any more trades. Watched it for a little bit and was like, this is dumb. I just was thinking, like, basically my thought process yesterday was when I logged back in, I saw us hugging IB and just kind of going in slow-mo. I was like, I already got my butt saved once today. I started at minus 18 points and I recovered that 18 points to be flat. And I don't really want to test my luck. Essentially was where my head was at. I was like, just like, I don't want to test my luck on a choppy situation. I think we ended up selling a little bit, but like, I just didn't want to touch it. A little bit more juice higher still, technically. It's just like, do we rotate at all? Do we have any form of a pullback before we send it? I don't know. according to my readings of the algorithms, if this pulls back to 730, it might be a good long. You got the algos in, man? GG's. $720 on the table if we get down there. I think so. It'll be interesting. It just depends on how hard do we break this level. Honestly, the 730 level that guy was talking about. It depends on how hard do we break 730. No trades yet, Anthony. We finally have like a little bit of selling going on, which is about what it looked like when we last pushed off this exact same spot. I guess I would not be shocked for us to push off it. I just want to be a little bit more greedy than trying to long this, honestly. I want like a little flush through the range. I just don't know if that's going to happen. It doesn't look like it's going to happen. But like a little flush through the range would be great, my opinion. But this is the type of situation, ranges are the type of situation that I finally decide to play the bottom of the range, and that's when it always falls through. So I just typically wait for a little crack through and then get into it. Like I said, I'm not in a rush. If I don't find something on the stream, I'll watch for it afterwards, but I'm just not interested in taking a long at an established point on a range when often we slap through that. I'd rather take a spot that I think it makes sense to bounce off of when we do slap the range for the rebid back in. In a perfect world. Notice since I've been in here in this stream, my trading has went through the roof. I'm getting payouts. When you mentioned that guy changed their life the other day, I realized you changed mine. Thank you. Hey, thanks, bro. GG Schmer on your payouts. Glad you're here. Glad that the stream is helping you. That's the goal. Even on lazy, boring days where I'm doing nothing. Yet. Doesn't mean it won't get interesting real quick. Maybe right now. If we don't hold 705 and we end up slapping below 700, I do think that 680 gets pretty interesting. Okay, a little bit of selling going on. This is like the most selling we've seen in a while, back to back. Can we slap it? Stay tuned. We do have liquidity lower. We might slap it. I don't know. We'll see if we get the bid or not. Or if we can even break the range. Red line algo so far. Bro's talking about his algorithm when really it's just my algorithm with my TP at 30. My TP at 30 holds the market up. Liquid Diddy, more like Liquid Daddy. I regret saying that. But someone should make a mug that has that. What's the reason for the 720 entry, Matt? Untested wick, little break of the range, little sweep of the range to get back in. Magical 20s, volume. Appears back up after a little slap through. Untested wick, magical 20s. Little break of the range to trade in and back up into the range. Trade out and back up into the range. Kind of all the ideas. Invalidation's really around 700 for them to push into 680 and VWAP. That's why I like it. It's why I've liked it the last 50 minutes. It's just like, I don't know if it happens. And we do have liquidity lower, so like, who knows? Might just slap it all the way through. I got filled out at 20. Do have some sellers on that push. New candle opened up on the 5-minute chart. Cracks the prior low. I want us to go trade that wick. Little sweep there I think is okay, but I want us to push. Definitely got some juice at through 700. Go ahead and move that break even. Missed the fill by like a tick. Open it up just a little bit for the sweep through. Gonna get stopped out break even probably. Stopped out break even. Missed it by a tick. Should have probably marketed it out. Maybe. I don't know. It's a tough call. It happens so fast on that. It's like you miss it by a tick. You kind of just feel like it's going to push back up. But that's a break even for me. $10. Ended up doing what I wanted it to do. It just missed my fill by a tick. So it is what it is. I'm happy with the break even move for sure. Like that was the right call. I think at this point I'm watching for 680. And see how we respond at 680, but I'm going to call it here. Just a one and done for this morning stream. I'm going to watch for a retest of 680 and VWAP. Maybe that happens quick. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. Maybe this is the best entry ever and I just got stopped out break even, but I kind of don't think it is. So we'll see what happens. The base hit was very close to working. Just didn't work. So all good. On to the next one. Hopefully, as the week progresses, the movement gets better. Look. That would have filled me out for my 10 points, but I would have gotten stopped out break even either way. So it's kind of negligible. All right, boys. I'm out of here. Good luck. Be smart, be patient. Don't do anything stupid. See you next time.
He's sharp as a tack. He's got his eyes on the Nasdaq. Ain't no looking back. He wakes up every morning sipping on that coffee black, trading numbers on his screen, yeah, he's got that knack. He's got his finger on the pulse, knowing when to buy or sell. He's making moves all day, making his portfolio well, from the open bell to the closing bell. He's ringing that cash register. With every trade he makes, he's getting closer to his treasure. He's a Nasdaq cowboy, riding that market wave. TBM ain't afraid to take risks. He's got money to save. He's catching those highs, dodging them lows, making his name. TBM's the king of the Nasdaq, playing his own game.